Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. It's the Friday edition. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley, joined by Greg Hansen. Greg, a busy week in Arizona basketball. Wildcats win on Wednesday, and then with UCLA's loss Thursday night, Arizona can actually cut down the nets as Pac-12 regular season champion on here when they play on Sunday. Greg, this is sort of what we expected this year?
I think it is. At the first of the year, I thought you'd expect Arizona to win the league. Didn't work out chronologically the way anybody expected, I don't think. What intrigues me about it is over the years, Arizona's won 12 Pac-12 championships. They've only won 3 of those on the last day of the season at home.
Wow.
So today would be a pretty special day, the 4th one ever, cut down the nets. You know, I can just picture if they ever clinch the Rose Bowl at home on the last day of the regular season. So this is a good substitute.
Sure. When you look at the way Arizona's been playing, since Brandon Ashley's been out, it almost seems as if they've opened up offensively.
Completely different. I think Sean Miller gets the credit, too. He's incorporated guys you didn't think would be incorporated.
Yeah.
And that's made the difference. In the month of February, he changed the team, changed the offense. And if he's not the Pac-12 Coach of the Year, who is? Yeah,
that's a great point. Is you look at some of the guys who are seeing more playing time. I mean, Elliot Pitts is a guy we barely knew anything about a month ago. Gabe York continues to get some valuable playing time, and even Matt Korchak. Of those 3 guys, who's really impressed you so far?
Well, I think York more than anybody because he's got a significant role every game, almost 20 minutes now. Pitts, to me, is still, you don't know what you're going to get. And in March, you really need to know more than he's shown so far. So I think the jury's out on Pitts.
Yeah. It's again, this is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Greg, shifting gears here real quick. Arizona goes to Oregon next week, and then the Pac-12 tournament, and then the NCAA tournament. If they have a number 1 seed pretty much secured at this point, what do they need to work on to have themselves ready for March?
You know, I don't think Miller will let them slip, even if they clinch, on Sunday, because the number 1 seed means so much. If you lose at Oregon, that could be in jeopardy. You could lose at Oregon State. I mean, I've seen Arizona lose at Oregon State about 10 times in the last 25 years when Oregon State wasn't very good. So there's so much still at stake. I don't think they can slip.
Yeah.
You can't take it easy. You got to go up there and try and sweep them both, even though you're probably going to win the league title at Stanford.
If Arizona is who we thought they were, Oregon State or Oregon is pretty much the opposite of that. Right. It's they were ranked and undefeated in non-conference play, and since then they've been just okay. What do you see from them on tape, and is there any question that Arizona's going to win that game when they go up to Eugene?
I like Oregon's chances in that game. It's going to be there. They need to get in the tournament. If they beat Arizona, they'll be in for sure. They've got a jumbled roster with all the transfers, but they've got talent. I think other than UCLA and Arizona, they've got the most talent in the league. And as far as shooting and scoring, I think Oregon's probably the most dangerous team in the league.
It's funny, if Arizona is the epitome of a team that plays well together, it seems like Oregon's maybe the opposite of that. It's almost as if the sum of their parts isn't equal to the talent they have on the floor.
Right. It's a you get what you pay for thing. They bring in 3 transfers, last year guys, and the chemistry's not very good. So, you never know what you're going to get with Oregon.
Right. Greg, we're moving into spring training here. Games really started in earnestly today. What is your favorite Arizona spring training memory?
The first game the Diamondbacks ever played here in 1998 was on a cold February night, and Roy Drachman threw out the first pitch. And the place was packed, and Tucson seemed like the center of the universe in sports that night. And, here it is 16 years later, and it's a ghost town over there. And just thinking of that makes me sad. But that was the night you can't beat.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley saying see you next time.
At Domino's, we're slowing down to make our handmade pan pizza the right way, taking our time to hand press the fresh dough into the pan, adding 2 layers of cheese, and slowing our ovens down to get the crust golden and crispy. So try a Domino's handmade pan pizza with 2 toppings for just $7.99.